priceless pieces of history. A video posted yesterday shows people taking power tools and sledgehammers to irreplaceable statues and artifacts in Iraq. One piece made a...
Sledgehammers, drills, and bare hands. Weapons used by ISIS in its latest demonstration of destruction. This video appears to show the inside of a museum in the Iraqi city of Mosul. The extremists strip the ancient statues of their protective coverings, then shatter the priceless relics.
She who saw all things in a broadband earth and beyond, and knew what was to be known. She who had seen what there was and had embraced the otherness. She to whom the image clung like a mirror, a display of crisis, and who dwelt together with a devised becoming. She knows and sees the unknown and lays them bare. She is the monstrous other, the dark goddess, the possessive gen, the dividing persona. She restores myth and histories, the untold and the forgotten, the misread and uneven, those of and from the Near East. Each personal object on this table represents a form of protection, care, or curing to you. You have brought them here with you to put them in use, and let their story be told. As each object transforms from physical to digital, pixel by pixel, it will release some kind of undoing. It will protect the unprotected. It will create a path for return. It will work to empower, take over. It will cause interference with deliverance. Examine 1, the box and the notes. You have carried this box that sits next to your bed on a table for years. You can't recall when you got it or how. You hardly ever open this box. Somewhere in your head you have decided to imagine it as a container that holds and protects some vulnerable thoughts and emotions that are dear to you. It holds them, protects them inside, while the outside image reminds you every day that you can fight against the violent time and the violent place. Put it in use. Turn them away. The United States. The violence that sells weapons to Iraq during the 8 years of the Iran-Iraq war, which shapes a significant part of my childhood memories. The kind of violence that kills thousands of innocent humans and destroys homes, schools, cultural centers, and hundreds of historical sites in Afghanistan and Iraq for at least 2 decades. I've listened to technologists, archaeologists, historians, politicians, all from the Western countries talking about the shock that they have experienced watching the video of the destruction of artifacts by ISIS. And through these years, I have not once come across anyone addressing and condemning the destruction and violence committed by the very country they come from. The kind of violence that has shocked them and has inspired them to do something, while other kind of violence stays invisible, hidden in the binary simplistic reading of these events, or it is cautiously untold. Them and those speaking about ISIS violence remove themselves from that picture, pointing fingers at what's obvious.
Folks, congratulations everyone. Let's hope this is the beginning of a great international effort, not just to bring peace to Syria, but to restore the wonders of Syrian heritage. 3, 2, 1.
ISIS reclaims the objects through destruction, through creating absence. The Western governments and tech companies reclaim it after destruction through a new kind of presence. And we fail to see the violence of that presence in the way we see the violence of the absence. Your mother was a flight attendant for 28 years for Iran Air. The majority of the years she worked, all civil aviations in Iran were under sanction imposed by the US. That meant difficulties in changing or renewing parts of the planes, or permission to purchase new civil aircraft from most manufacturers, which meant more plane crashes and technical failures while flying. Put it in use, ward off this curse.
Think the dead judge us.
Why do people deliberately destroy cultural heritage? Cultural heritage is about our shared global history. It helps us connect with our ancestors and their stories, but we are losing pieces of it every day to natural disasters and in areas of conflict. We need your help to reclaim the history that is being lost. Will you join us?
When he hands it to you, you hold it and ask him, "What is it?" He laughs and tells you, "Just hang it on your wall. It's a greedy demon, and its open mouth catches all the greedy people." So you carry it with you and hang it in your room on the wall of the next 9 houses you live in while in diaspora. Until the past years, you have not really thought about oppression and greed. Until talking about it at a dinner table with friends in New York, when you suddenly connect dots you can no longer unsee. Put it in use. Let it colonize the colonizers. Since 2018, Google Arts and Culture, in collaboration with SciArc, has launched a project called Open Heritage, which promises to make their archive available to a broader audience, a new push to bring their gathered data from a private server to public access. Before you can request any kind of digital data from the Open Heritage website, you must check 4 boxes to indicate your agreement to certain conditions. This means that SCI-Arc has a monopoly on the commercial use of the data. The countries where the scanned sites are located may not sell the scans without permission. My point is that the copyright ownership of these 3D scanned data by these Western institutions is problematic, and so is the concept of open heritage. Is open heritage good? Is open source always good? Who gets to have access to fast internet to download a free 50 gigabyte of a 3D scanned data from their home country? Who has access to a 3D printer or have the skills to use these preservation technologies in a world where digital gap is a messy, real problem? And why give open access to our cultures and histories when there's no fair and truly unimperialistic system and infrastructure built to preserve them without colonizing or making profit of them? It's August 26, 2007. You're leaving Iran tomorrow. Your friend Saba brings you this lamp. She tells you that not only it's a working lamp, but also, like that cheesy Allahyari lamp, it has magical powers. You place it in your room under a poster that reads, "Believe that we will win." It is a sight you wake up to every day. Put it in use. Let it be your guidance for wisdom and the beyond. One of my favorite TV shows from America is Twin Peaks. It's a surreal crime drama show in which an FBI agent, Dale Cooper, travels to the town of Twin Peaks to solve the murder of Laura Palmer. But through the course of the show, instead of a final resolution that could reveal a clear solution to that one crime, you're presented with a set of situations that remind you things are not what they seem. The only thing real, perhaps, is your intuition as the audience, alongside Agent Cooper, to make sense of elements, connecting points that might seem disconnected on surface. To go beyond facts, using dream sequence, metaphors, and magic as clues for exploration and understanding. As we 3D scan the objects as they become digital, instead of us saving them, we let them save us. We let them save us and what belongs to us from colonial powers. Instead of the digital file of an object, we let its story, its power, to be the element that travels towards the clouds. A kind of cloud that is unlimited, dreamy, impossible to be caught, controlled, or owned. For a long time, I've had imagined and carried this dream in my head, where I'm standing on a stage, and the time is in the future, and the box, and the bowl, and the open-mouthed monster, and the lamp have already won, and we have mastered leaving marks on the wall, never being pleased at what it seems.